This is Micornus Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are continuing with models that will help you as a young man to be able to say no to no. I've said this, that it is difficult for young men to make choices because they live in the midst of peer pressure. They live amongst their friends. They live amongst fictions and things that are persuading them. And deception and all these things, they are actually ringing in their minds. And because of that, you want to be fashionable. And as a result, most of the things you are not able to say no. But I'm actually outlining these models because these are common models of leadership. These models that will help you as a young man. You can actually embrace them and make sure that you are able to say no to no. These are common. And as I said, they're not new. Most of you might know these models. But I want you to use them in your life because they may be very, very important for your life. The first model that I want to deal with today is what we call the RICE model, the R-I-C-E model. This is a scoring model, of course, and I want us to embark on it today because the RICE or R-I-C-E scoring model, it prioritizes project based on quantifiable data to make objective decisions. So it looks at the numbers, it calculates data, and it looks at quantifiable numbers. And the RICE model is used quite a lot in research, and some of you who have done research, you would know that the RICE model becomes very, very common. It prioritizes decisions based on quantifiable data to make objective decisions. Now, I'm saying you must be able to use what we call REACH. Assess the project potential, audience size, the reach of this project, the project, how many people it will touch, the impact that it will make to the people. Now, the reach, we're talking about, some of you who are on social media, you know, when we look at your social media platform, you always look at how many people have been reached by a certain video that you post. And that's what we're speaking about. Now, reach becomes very important because you assess the project potential audience size, because if you can measure with the audience size, then you would know it will be marketable, number one. Number two is if you know that it is going to attract a lot of people, you are going to be able to make money. You can be able to make business. And this is very important. There are many people that are not assessing when they run projects. They don't do surveys. And the RICE scoring model is like a survey that you do before you launch into a project. You make sure that you sell it in advance before anybody else actually embark on it so that you can actually project the numbers. And I'm sure some of you who are in business, you know that when we do business case, we are looking at the numbers. We are looking at the statistics. We are looking at the number of people that will reach. And that's very important. Now, this model speaks about that. And that's very important because the number of people that you reach would actually project the success or failure of that project. If you're not going to reach enough people, I'm telling you now that even the sponsors that were supposed to sponsor you with money, as a young man, you're not going to be able to win. And I want you to see that. This is very important. I'm sure you've seen as young men, some of you are following football teams and so on. You realize that those clubs that are having big supporters, they're having a lot of sponsorships. Why? Because of the reach. Because the sponsorship are seeing potential actually in wooing the fans of this club to buy the products from them. And we've seen that because companies prioritize their reach. They use a RICE scoring model. They're looking at the reach. They're looking at how many people are we looking at. And therefore, you start stratifying and looking at the number of people that you may reach. And that's very, very important. So assess the project's potential by audience size. Now, the second thing is what we call impact. And I think the issue of impact, we touched it earlier, but I can't avoid repeating it. Because the impact, you need to gauge the project contribution to goals. You must look at how much impact will this project make to the goals that I've set. How much will this project do to the objectives that I have? So you look at it that way. You'll realize that this RICE scoring model, it actually relates to the previous models as well. In a sense that you must actually gauge the project's contribution to goals. It must relate to the goals that you've set. It must be contributing to the goals. Because if it doesn't contribute to the goals, then it might be in vain. And this is very important that you look at it in RICE scoring model. The other thing that you need to look at is what we call confidence. Now, confidence is you evaluate the certainty in your estimate. Because remember that what you've seen now, this is a time of elections, particularly in South Africa. You realize that people are doing a lot of surveys. But those surveys is actually, they're actually becoming authentic based on what we call confidence. If people are having more confidence in a certain party, then the survey will say they might actually score more. And this is very important because it goes by the confidence that people have about a certain party. Now, loss of confidence, particularly in election times, of a particular party, contribute dismally to that party, and the majority of them lose because people don't have confidence in this particular party. And that is why the character of parties and individuals and so on becomes a key part to play into the frame. It becomes very important that you cannot ignore the fact that you need to have people of integrity. And if you don't have people of integrity, you're going to lose confidence of the people. And when you lose confidence of the people, you will lose confidence of their voting. They will not vote. Now, the other thing is effort, please. Remember that the rights model speaks about effort as well. It measures the work needed for the task. And the work needed for the task becomes very key. Because you must check on how much effort should I put. Because if it's something that you're going to put too much effort versus what you're going to gain, why waste your time? And this is what we call rights model. Rights model is very clear and straightforward. And I want you to be aware of that as a young man and use the rights model in your life. The other model that I want to close with today, and I hope this will help you, is what we call a Kano model. K-A-N-O. Kano model. The Kano model enhances your results by identifying the priorities that will drive the most benefit. It actually, what it does, it actually identifies the priorities that will drive the most benefit. And if you see these models, they're almost intertwined. They're almost sounding like the same, but very, very key. The Kano model, you're looking at identifying priorities. But those priorities should just not be priorities. It must be those that will drive the most benefit. And you must be able to make a choice based on that. Now, there must be, please, is essential for basic satisfaction. These are the things that many people say it must be like this. Then is essential for basic satisfaction. So in that regard, we know that the Kano model will talk to performance, it will talk to must be, it will talk to attractive as well. So, but I want to say the must be's are essential for a basic satisfaction. But also remember that there is what we call performance. Now, performance in the Kano model, it speaks about the improved satisfaction proportionality. So in other words, you will actually do implementation on the one side on a graph and do the satisfaction level on the other side. So you measure that through that. And the more people are satisfied, the more it is very important for you to look at. The more it is something that it raises the satisfaction level, then you know that confidence of the people will rise up as well. This is very important. But there's also what we call attractiveness. So in the Kano model, you're looking at how attractive it is. Now, this is what we call surprise with delight. Now, these are the things that when you look at that, you say, wow, this will be attractive. These people will look at it and say, wow, this, we like it. So we're talking about attractiveness. It becomes very, very important as well in the Kano model. And majority of the people that have actually looked at attractiveness have actually been able to use a Kano model successfully as well. And majority of the young men became successful because they look at how attractive the project is. That becomes very important, particularly on the niche market, the people that you want to look at, the target market that you want to reach, whether it's youth. How attractive is this project to them? If you're looking for the elderly, how attractive is this project towards them? And that becomes very important because attractiveness becomes very key for you to win them and make sure that they follow you as well. I'm going to end up here today, your host, Micornus Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. What are we doing? We're developing ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom and people that are having integrity and character as well. And we want to make sure that these men, they are actually taught this through kingdom principles, and they become better, and they improve, and they become better people. I want to check out right here, but before I do, I want to remind you of our Facebook page, Micornus Phokane, our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum. So please follow us there, like the platform, and also click notification buttons as well on there. Make sure that you also follow us on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click notification button. It will notify you. We've got a lot of materials on our YouTube channel, and you will be helped by following us right there. Allow me to also to make you aware of our TikTok account, which is trending in a big way. And majority of our young followers are following us on TikTok. So please feel free to follow us there. The same videos, you'll find them on TikTok and galore videos as well. May the good Lord bless you. You are founder and the leader of Young Men Empowerment Forum. As I said, what we do is we develop ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character through kingdom principles. Allow me to check out right here and say cheers for now.